and they never grow and they never change. And then somebody takes a picture of them and they realize that they're living in 2014 with an 80s hairdo. And you don't know how it happened because you thought you were progressive. Okay? So that's what the enemy wants. He wants to shut down your mind. Why is he after your mind? Because it's with the mind that we serve the Lord. He wants your thoughts. You know why? Because he understands the power of thought. He understands that if I can defeat her in her mind, I will defeat her in her life. If I can defeat her, I can defeat everything that's in her. I'll defeat her children. I'll defeat her children's children. I'll defeat that whole entire family with a generational curse of defeat. So he's after your mind. If he can get you sick in your mind, pretty soon you'll be sick in your body. If he can get you to think you're poor, it's just a matter of time till you start walking around and you are poor. You might have money in the bank account, but you still feel like you're poor. You feel like you're impoverished because he understands the power of a thought. Paul knew this, and so Paul tells us we have to guard our thoughts, and then he tells us how to do it. I love Paul for that. He don't just point it out. He says, now this is the issue, and this is how you're going to fix it. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Virtue is what left the body of Jesus and went into the woman who was bleeding. And it was that virtue that brought healing. So if there's ever going to be anything in you that allows people to touch you but actually touch him, it is coming through that virtue. And if you're going to have virtue, you have to think on another level. You have to think above your situation. You have to think above your circumstance. You got to get above everything that comes at you. You cannot just throw in the towel because somebody did something to somebody. You got to stand there and say, no, I'm going to think on love. I'm going to think on purity. I'm going to think the best of somebody. I'm going to think not the worst, but I'm going to think the best. I'm going to have peace in my mind. Tell somebody, think on these things.